Hello everyone, I guess hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we are here with a Fossil Island Wyverns guide for old school Runescape and my endless adventure to make as many Slayer guides and just guides as possible. So hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a like. On top of that, if you want to see more as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the guide. So to start, should you kill Fossil Island Wyverns? In my opinion, it's an I'm not really sure. Personally, I do them sometimes, and other times I'm just not feeling up to it. Essentially, they're a quick task, so if you need points, I mean, it's not terrible. I'm not gonna say that this is a really quick task, but relative to most tasks, it is quick. However, it's also slow XP, so kind of the trade-off there. They also have decent loot, so I mean, it's tough. I'd recommend just to try them out and see if you like them or not, and then from there you can decide. For the requirements to kill these, you'll need 66 Slayer, primarily. On top of that, Bon Voyage to access the island, and you'll need 43 Prayer or 37 Prayer, depending on which variation you'll be killing. Speaking of that, the two that I'll be referencing in this video are the Spitting Wyverns, which you have to protect range from. Those are the lowest level Wyvern, and the other one is the Talon Wyvern they have to protect melee from. The Talon Wyvern mimics a lot of what the next two tiers beyond Talon Wyverns are like. However, I don't feel like it's worth it to kill those higher tiers at all, because they really don't have any increased drops, and they're just going to be a slower task. So in my opinion, I'd stay away, but you'll also have all the information you need if you would want to go kill those. Fossil Island Wyverns are weak to melee, and their attack style is melee, range, and their icy breath, so you will be needing a shield for all of that. An anti-dragon shield actually will not work in this picture, but we'll just stitch over an elemental shield. That should do the trick. And their max hit is a 13. In terms of drops that you could expect to see from the Fossil Island Wyverns, the first is a 1 in 118 rate of a Heart Clue, so you should be able to get ample amounts of those. On top of that, the Wyvern Visage is a 1 in 12k drop, so very rare, but if you do manage it, it is worth 19 mil at the moment of recording. Beyond that, Granite Boots at a 1 in 2.5k drop rate, and then the overall GP per kill in items that I'd expect you to actually pick up would be close to 8k. So I mean, you do make a little bit of money, but they do take a long time to kill. The tasks are short though, so it's okay. Then for the melee gear, I'd recommend you bring here. Down below, we have 3 different setups ranging from the lowest on the left to the highest on the right. You can mix and match that as you may. All of the items are listed there for you if you want to check it out further. Essentially, what we're looking for is really good defense, because we will be getting dealt a good bit of damage, so that's kind of our main priority, even more so than DPS sometimes. Most Slayer tasks, you'd rather just, throw away the defense, bring the DPS here, kind of the opposite, so that's what we're looking for in regard to that. For the weapons, you can essentially use what you like. They have the same defense to every single style of melee weaponry, so just bring what you have. And for the defensive options here, you could also switch up the items that I have down below for some prayer-based items or for some strength-based items. Essentially, if you're going to be killing the lowest level ones, which is what I'd recommend, then you'd want to bring defensive armor. If you're killing the higher level ones, you're going to want to bring prayer armor. Also in the added options, I do have Verax up there, so you could throw that in if you wanted to mix up what is a little bit of prayer bonus along with a good amount of defense bonus. And Bandos is up there as well. I don't recommend it as much, but that's if you're going more for the DPS route. Then onto the range gear section here. I'd recommend melee more so, but if you have to, go ahead and use range. We have 3 different setups down there that you can take a peek at. On the left-hand side, again, the lowest, and on the right-hand side, the highest setups that you could expect to come here with. Mix and match again, as you may. It's up to you what you want to bring, depending on, of course, what you can afford. Beyond that, though, there are a few added options. Blessed D'hide is a good replacement for, say, some Black D'hide. Third Age Vambraces are very niche, but you could bring them if you didn't have Barrow's Gloves and you needed a good Vambrace option, so that would work. And then an Armadillo Crossbow is a good intermediate option between the Dragon Hunter Crossbow and the Dragon Crossbow. Now, to get to the Wyvern Cave, we'll need to make our way to the northwestern side of Fossil Island. However, you can't just teleport to Fossil Island, you have to teleport to the ferry. So over here, we will go through the teleport options in a second, but first we want to go through the inventory. Nothing too crazy in regards to the inventory here. The first being a super combat, just to go ahead and boost my melees. Second are the prayer potions to pray my overheads, along with if you wanted to use piety or some boosting prayers, you could do that. And then third, I have a teleport to and a teleport away from the island. And number 4 in the inventory is just a bunch of sharks. It could be whatever food you desire to bring. Then for teleport options to get here, the best is going to be the dig site pendant. This can be unlocked with the dig site quest and by cleaning some finds in the Varrock Museum. Then you can go ahead and unlock the ability to make those. If you don't have that, the dig site teleport will be the second best option. You can get this by purchasing it through the Grand Exchange. Third is the Lumberyard Telly, teleporting you a little bit to the north. You can also purchase this through the Grand Exchange. And then finally, the Varrock teleport, basically everyone can use to get here. You'll either need to, again, purchase that through the Grand Exchange or use the appropriate runes at 25 magic to get here. So now that we've got all that sorted as far as making our way there and getting going, you're going to want to travel on over here and quick travel through the barge guard. Once you're over on the island, then just head to the northwest, running by a bunch of these mushroom-like trees and looking for the exclamation point that you will see on your map up here. This is a task-only section. Sadly enough, I don't have a task at the moment. However, the killing process isn't anything that's very special. There's nothing that they're going to do that's any different than any other monster. They just sit there and soak up damage, so you'll get the point nonetheless. Once you're down here, though, you can go ahead and head down those stairs, and then once you're at the bottom, we can kind of get an idea as far as what the task area is looking like. So the spitting wyverns are going to be right here. These are the ones I'd recommend you kill. The taloned ones are going to be over there. You could kill those if you wanted. I don't really see the point though, so I'm going to go for the spitting wyverns, and essentially once you're in here, just go ahead and protect range. Throw on your piety if you would like. You'll need a little bit more prayer potions per inventory, I'd imagine, if you're going to throw on that piety. But once you're in here, I mean, as you can tell, they don't hit too much. If you're standing within melee range, they will mix up between melee and range, so it'll be a little bit more damaging. But again, like you can see right here, I mean, it's nothing too terrible. The tasks just aren't that great because they do have really high HP, and I mean, you can tell they're level 140, so they're nothing to be messing around with. Luckily enough, though, you don't get assigned them in big loads. Luckily enough, though, you don't get assigned them in high quantities, so you don't have to worry about too much in that regard. The talon ones, as I mentioned before, are over here, and for these, you'd want to go ahead and just pray melee and use some more prayer-boosting armors. Again, wouldn't really recommend you kill these, but it is up to you. And then finally, the only other one I could really see people killing would be the ancient wyverns up here, level 210. Again, just way too tanky for me, not really a fan of it, but if you wanted to maybe just get some extra loot, you could go on up there and give it a shot. Personally, again, not a big fan, as I am not a big fan with much of this task. The only thing I really see worthwhile is just running through the spitting wyverns and just getting the task over with for the free points that you could potentially gain. I do understand that the ancient wyverns have a bit better of a drop table. I just really don't see how it's worth it in any regard. I mean, you know, people play the game differently, so I'm not going to tell anyone that they can't do something, but it just seems like something to me that doesn't really have much of a purpose. Maybe I'm wrong. Would love to hear it down below in a comment as to why. But that is going to be it as far as the guide today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, again, make sure to leave a like. Anything you wanted to let me know, anything you want to see from me, let me know in a comment down below. And if you want to see more videos like this as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. But with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.